Salutations to the nations. What's good, Angel Nazi? It's your boy Young Sinai.
Angel Nut.
So today I'm gonna be looking over an article that I came across called "Arcades Used to Be a Magical Place. Now they're literally evil." Okay, so let's see what's evil about arcades. All right, let's take a look. Let's take a look. It says there was a time, if you can believe it, when arcades were magical, a sacred place filled with actual video games. You walked in, and it was wall to wall Double Dragon, Operation Wolf, Afterburner, and classics like Pac Man and Space Invaders. Today, arcades have been hollowed out and turned into a children's casino. Yo, that is facts. That is facts. Hold up a sec. Me and my wife took our kids to Kokomo Joe's, and at it was this kid sitting at this game. You know, the one where it pushes the coins out, like you put the coin in, it pushes the coins out. He was just sitting there, like putting the coins in. I was like, "Yo, this is so reminiscent of a slot machine." I meant to tell my wife that, but I forgot to. But yeah, I've totally thought that before. Except somehow even worse, because at least in a real casino, when you win, you get actual money. Now, instead of playing Street Fighter, you're encouraged to spend your hard earned cash whacking plastic molds for 7 tickets or spinning a giant wheel to see if you can win a jackpot of literally nothing. I came here to play video games, not to be tricked into throwing a ball into a hole for 500 tickets. This was supposed to be an arcade, not the country fair. I thought it was the county fair, but whatever. It says the country fair. Let's talk about tickets. Those stupid, stupid tickets. You know what I'm referring to. You feed a machine a fortune, win 300 tickets, and proudly march over to the prize counter thinking, okay, I'm about to clean up. Nuh-uh. You quickly realize that 300 tickets can only get you a tiny rubber dinosaur, a sticky hand that will collect dust and hair before you even leave the building, a plastic slinky. There's always a plastic slinky. That's true. Plastic slinkies is trash too. Meanwhile, you spot something actually good, a brand new drone, excited. You can check the price 40 bands of tickets. You do some mental math. That means that you need to spend roughly $600 at Whack A Mole for a $5 drone they bought from Wish.com. I mean, come on. Arcades used to be simple, and that was the beauty of it. Back in my day, back in the day, arcades had a system and it worked. You walked in with $5, went to the quarter machine, and you got that glorious avalanche of quarters pouring into your hands. You'd feel rich. This is my budget. These are my games. And you'd plan your night accordingly. How many quarters can I sacrifice to beat the Simpsons arcade? Should I save some for Time Crisis? Do I dare challenge someone in Mortal Kombat? Yo, I was at an arcade recently and it was a dude playing Marvel versus Capcom. And I was like, hey, yo, you want to, he had got done. I was like, you want to play? He's like, no. And walked off. I was thinking, man, dude, I felt some type of way. I ain't going to hold you. I wanted to get that, like, experience back that she had back in the day. We was just like, no, and walked away. He probably didn't want to get destroyed. I understand. Now they've ruined it. You don't see quarters anymore. Instead, you get a prepaid card that you have to load up, and naturally they don't let you load $5. Oh no, instead your options look something like this. Load $60. Where are they going that you have to load $60? I don't know where they going. But mine's I don't know. I don't know if it lets you do five, but I know it lets you do 20. It does not start with 60, that's for sure. Unless they're being hyperbolic. And get 50 credits, 30 tickets, 5 mystery gems, and load $120, get 110 credits, 70 tickets, and 10 mystery gems. I don't know what mystery gems are. I don't want credits. I don't want tickets. I have no idea what I'm supposed to do with gems. I just want to play the games. Arcades used to earn my money. Now they steal it. Listen, I never had a problem with arcades trying to take my money. That's literally what arcades were built to do. But back then, they got my money because I wanted to keep playing. When I lost, that continue screen would stare me down, counting backwards, begging me to insert another quarter, and I did every time. Now I walk around the arcade. I'm literally struggling to find anything worth playing because it's not meant for me. It's a casino for children, which is very, very evil. They got rid of the actual games and replaced them with brightly colored slot machines. Like that's what I said earlier, that one game designed for impressionable kids. But since they know nobody will willingly keep playing these casino games, they force you to pay up front. Huh. That's why they make you load a card instead of letting you just pay per game. They know if we could choose where we spend our money, we choose not to spend it at all. I'm trying to take that in while I'm reading. Bring back real arcades and watch the money flow. Now, I know what you're thinking. Surely there are some real arcades left. And yeah, there are. If you dig deep enough, you'll find a few old school arcades that still have the same sound, smells, and soul as the ones you grew up with. But 99% of arcades today, they're basically Chuck E. Cheese just without the pizza. The crazy part, there are more gamers today than ever before. From 5-year olds to 95-year olds, gaming is mainstream. Arcades should be thriving. If they simply brought back actual games priced fairly, they would be packed every weekend. Instead, they choose soulless casino routine. And that's why arcades today aren't magical anymore. They're just evil. Okay, well, that person said a lot. What are my thoughts? I agree with a lot of what they said. Like I said, I have had the feeling as well, like, man, this feels like a casino with really crappy prizes. But I think the thing is like, if you go there with your kids, or when I go with my kids, I just help them navigate, right? Um, because they don't know the value of a dollar yet. My kids are super young. So I'll just tell them like, yo, this game is meant to rip you off. Like, what's that? And then it's a learning opportunity. I just explain what ripping you off means. Or this game, you know, is gonna jip you. And then they come to understand what that means. I try to have them play games where they're gonna actually have some type of fun. Like, if they're gonna be shooting the water gun or something like that. And there are games, video games at arcades still, like even arcades like that. Like we go to Kokomo Joe's or Dave and Buster's will be an example. Like they still do have like traditional games, right? Like pretty much anyone that you go to is going to have the car racing games or the motorcycle, and they even have like a huge Space Invaders. That them are dope. You feel me? You can feel that, but that more dope. But yeah, I think it's just a matter of navigating, and one thing I like telling my kids, they don't have to spend all of their tickets that they win that go round, right? I might let them get something small and then we save it on that card because we're going to come back there and they can just let the points accumulate, and it kind of teaches them to save and budget per se. as well. So they're not as cool necessarily as they used to be. A lot, especially a lot of the arcade machines that are basically just mobile games, just blown up on a big screen. Like I've seen that with, what did I see it with? Not Flappy Bird. What's the bird that goes across? Crossy Bird. Like I get where I get that. You know, it's like you're playing on an enormous iPad or Cut the Rope. That's another game I've seen. But I think that it's overall cool. You know, I wouldn't go as far as to say it's evil, right? I think that's pretty drastic, but that's probably what they titled it to get clicks on the article. But I can definitely see where they're coming from. There is an argument to be made, that's for sure. Funny story, we went to Kokomo Joe's this weekend, and my kids wanted to do the claw machine, which is a ripoff. But I let them go ahead and do this one because it didn't cost many credits or whatever. And my son, he is 3. He did the claw machine. He won 2 rubber ducks. Like the claw went down and grabbed 2 ducks. And so then my daughter was trying. She was trying. She was trying. She's 7. She was trying, and she didn't do it this time. And so she asked if he help. He said, I got it. He said, I got this. And he comes over and he does it and wins 2 ducks again with the same claw. Like, I don't know what this kid's method is. But yeah, so that was pretty dope. But yeah, I think that was a good read and just something to think about. And just to be mindful of things that even look innocent have can inherently lead you towards evil, right? It's just something to be mindful of, you know, because if you are going to arcades and you're addicted to going to arcades, you're addicted to getting those prizes, then that could very easily be a parallel and translate to, you know, getting older and going to casinos. I could see how that could definitely be something and be hooked on gambling. I mean, that doesn't happen for the majority of people, I don't believe, but I could see how, you know, if it was an extreme case, right? But yeah, so all right, y'all. That was interesting. God bless and salutations to the nations. Please make sure that you subscribe. I am on my journey to 1,000 subs. I recently just passed the 400 mark. Praise God for all of you guys. But go ahead and turn on the notifications and subscribe. Become an angel knot. Salutations to the nations. Peace. Angel knot.